Welcome back, and in this video I will show you how to bind the event to your widget so that you can achieve different tasks for your application here. Actually, I will tell you two ways of binding. The first one, most simple one, is here. So you have a button, and if you click on that button, you want your Python program to call some function, and the way you do that is to give it an attribute. Say that on press or on release. Press means when you press down the button. Release means when you release the button. And there's no something like click. Why? Because Kivy is a closed platform framework. What we are talking about today is about GUI on Windows, and only on Windows you have click. If it is a mobile phone, you don't have things like click. You only have press and release. And instead of using click, you can use release, I think. Yeah, release is more or less like click. When you click, you have to release it, and this. So what should follow is the function name, my function. Where is my function? If you just write something like this, Kivy assume that my function will be inside button, which is equivalent to self.myFunction. But button is not your class. It is written by the developer of Kivy. So instead of doing that, you should call a function in my float, because my float is what you design. So the way to do that is called root.myFunction. And then since the scope of this code is this, so the root here should refer to the root of this scope, which is my float, root.myFunction. And when Kivy reads this line, it will go to find my function in my float, and my float is here. Oh, currently there's no function called my function, but you can define it by yourself. We can do something very simple here. We can print something. Maybe on release from somewhere. You can actually pass some parameter here, like btn. Here I will pass self, which is quite interesting. So when we pass self, it actually passes the object of a button, which is a widget. So we had better to check that if instance btn button, then we will do this btn dot text. So what expected to happen is it will print out the text of this button, since I passed the button as a parameter into this function. Okay. Now let's try it, whether it will work as our expectation. Click. Here it prints out on release from button 1. Everything worked quite well. No, this is the first way, which is very simple, and there are second way to do that. As I said, you cannot you can define the on press or on release function using Python code. The idea here is, instead of using a button widget here, you use your own button. And you define your own button in your Python code like this, and inherit button. Here you can define on press. You can define on click or no on click on release. You can also define some very complex function here, like you want to download something, you want to download picture from when someone click on this button, and then okay, like you can download it, print downloading. And of course this can be very complex. You can actually create multiple threads to do the task in this function, but for simplicity, I will not show that here. I just want to print something, and then on press you can call self-door download picture. On release, maybe you can do something other than downloading. Maybe you finish downloading right now. Finishing. Okay. Then when Kivy read this kind of line, it will say, oh, what is my button? It will ask the Python code, what is my button? And it will go into the Python code and see, oh, my button is a class inherit button. And then since my button is actually a button, it will apply the specification here to this to my button also. Okay, you don't need to bind the function here, since Python already bind it for you. You just need to override this on press and on release function in order to achieve your task here. So everything should move smoothly. Let me try it. Okay, button 1 still there. Button 2, let me press downloading and release. Okay, as you can see, this is how we can bind the event to our widget so that it can execute some personalized function. Okay, for the next video, I will show you an example of making complex interface with multiple layouts, and hope you can enjoy it, and see you guys